Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to EVE Online and Upwell structures. We have multiple structures in the game, and I will explain you a little bit about them. Let's hop on. So, we have one section of Upwell structures which have the focus of defense. That's the Astraos, the Fortisar, and the Keepstar. We have a similar set which is for mining. That is the Atanor and the Tatara. They are also for refining and for complex reactions. So also moon mining. You see it on the picture. It's that spot. So we have protection, defending. You can also use them aggressively as your home staging system. We have mining, reactions, and refining. And what is missing? Of course, production. Here we have the Sotio as the biggest one and the Upwell as the other one. These ones are used for research and production of ships, modules, ammunition, everything you can think about. So that's the three types of structures we have. There is a fourth type, which is a POS, which is the old stuff and still in the game, but mostly it is corrupted, so you only can use it as a safe harbor for your ship in a hostile environment, and it POS onlines faster than one of these ships. But we're not talking about the onlining process, stuff like that. We're going more like fly above everything, and look what they do. Next slide. So the very important stuff for these structures is, Retaro, they see it, is the docking. So the medium structures, you see there is no small, it's only mediums. They allow docking for subcapitals, Orca, Bowhead, and freighters. So the whole logistic industrial part is covered by all of these structures, so you can always dock with them. If you have a capital, it's a threat or a carrier or a fax, then if you want to dock, you need at least a Fortisar. And if you have a super capital, like like a super carrier or a Titan, then you need to have a Keepstar to dock it. Before, all the time you need to have an XL maintenance bay in the POS to dock. So with these updates, we got a lot of comfort features to handle this. Anyway, let's head over to the right side. The Upwell and the Sotio. No, wait, that's not. Oh, no, wait, this is like Upwell and Sotio. So this one is like Orca Bowhead freighters and capitals you build here. Like these capitals, I think, can dock dreadnoughts, but if you build a super capital and you undock, then it can't redock. Same for capitals here, dreadnought carriers and faxes. Once they undock, they can't redock. And the Tatara, which is the large version of the Atanor, of course, as bigger it is, more bonuses, allows the Rock to dock. Easy, or? Medium structures, subcapitals, Fortisar, Keepstar, capitals and super capitals, and the indie stuff and production stuff is like, yes, you can produce, but once undocked, no chance. You can always tether on these, so this is not a problem, and as bigger the station is, as longer it takes to get you undocked, also bumped from the undock. Next slide. So then we have the so-called Upwell flex structures. They are a little bit more dynamic and have a different purpose. So you, for example, can't dock on them, but they have a different focus. So you all know the Antiplex jump bridge. If you can hold a system for 30 days in nullsec, then you're allowed to install an Antiplex jump bridge system. So you need always two of them, and you can jump from the one side to the other side, and from the other side to this side, and you also can like put capitals true, but I highly recommend that you fuel up with liquid ozone, I think, the bridge again, so it doesn't run out for the others. Then we have the Farolux Sino beacon. That's the one which is just a beacon in the system and allows to jump on it. But since there is no structure in close, as in, there is no structure which lets you tether, if somebody bubbles you on this beacon, you actually die. And usually these beacons are camped in a system, so never, never, ever jump to a beacon which you don't have scouted. And in best case, ask your standing fleet to provide a Sino within docking range. And then we have the Teneprax Sino Jammer, which prevents people to jump or Sino into your system. There is a group of ships which can bypass this, and this is called the covered ops. The covered Sino, for example, is can bypass that, so at least these kind of ship you get into the system. But if you want to have capital support, you either need to bring them by gate and warp them, which is very inconvenient for these ships, and they will highly be caught on the way, which makes them useless. That's the flex structures. So then last but not least, we have postcode. So this is like very old school stuff. It's a stick in the middle. You put fuel in it and strand, and it onlines within 10 minutes to 1 hour, and then you get like this nice blue force field. Currently it's green. And you can bring your big ships inside and nobody can touch them. At least they have like rights or standings with you that they can do that. Then they can go inside and bump you out. You can also online weapons outside the force field, and then you can gun 5 of them simultaneously. If you don't gun them, the POS will randomly use these weapons and lock up random targets and shoot at them. And there's so-called stuff like the Death Star, which is like a huge amount of guns and stuff like that. And if you have some POS gunners inside, you actually can shoot down sub-capitals and capitals. You can also noid down capitals depending on which weapons you have, so blah blah blah. That's about POS, old school stuff. The one thing I want to show you, because we're way over our time, is close this, is how the fitting of a ship or of the fortresser looks like. So for example, you have the high slots, same as a normal ship. You have the mid slots and you have the low slots. Also you have rigs, and here's something special, you have a service module. So what you can do is you fit weapons on it. For example, these one here are XL crews, so they're anti-capital fit. There's a guided bomb launcher on it, there is an XL Noid, and a point defense battery on it, so for close range engagement. What you do is, if this thing gets attacked, usually they come with caps, so you start shooting the XL stuff on the caps and harass them, noid them. And if they have smaller stuff, which is within 30 kilometers, you start up the point defense battery, and everything which is not tethered gets killed. It's also wonderful defense against fighters. Somebody jumped in. And that is it. So service modules, you put fuel in it, you let it run. This is 12,000 K of DPS. You have the modules. It takes super long to target something because you only have a scale resolution of 40 millimeters. So this is like lower than a Titan, I think, or at least it's definitely lower than a super carrier. So it takes some while. If you can take control of no, blah blah blah. If you can take control of a ship or something like that, then yeah, you have that. So if something would right now warp to this area and would shoot the Sino, for example, I could lock up this fleet and start killing it. If I would start the stand-up point defense, for example, then also the Sino would get damage. And yeah. So this is so this is how it looks like. I have a target painter, so I can plume stuff up. I have a web which goes 300 kilometer. I have a point which goes 90 kilometers. I have a stand-up burst projection, so I can make a cloud around somewhere. Let's see how fast this goes. Probably everywhere. And I can shoot a guided bomb into like an enemy fleet and it explodes. And I have a normal noid. So with the Keepstar, for example, this is a little bit more bigger. There's also Doomsday device on it, and for the other structures there are other fittings like a moon drill, for example, and other stuff. But that's like to give you an idea how structures look like, how they work. There is a lot more about the onlining and anchoring process, because there is a core inside which you need to have. And keep in mind that an Astralis, for example, costs around 1 bill, and 40 cell will cost you around 10 bill, fitted 20. And I think a Keepstar is on a price mark of 100 bill, and probably fully fitted and everything, it's 150 to 100. And beside the market hub, for the defense structures, there is no much way you make money back. For the refineries and stuff like that, with the taxes, you should be able to maintain the fuel costs. Anyway, this stuff here is really high above. Like a normal player can definitely anchor in Astralis, but if you're a single player and you want to anchor on Fortisar, yeah, you may get it shot in the process, because there's no way you can silence that up. So this might take 2 structures, what we have, the 3 defense ones, the 2 mining ones, and then again the, wait, what was it? The other ones. Take it if you want to use them. There's also, you can fitting them out and stuff like that. You can fit them against sub-capitals and capitals, stuff like that. There's also the option that you can get the fitting with when you hack that. So you can do, I think it's entoses on them, and then you see the fitting, or you hack them for the fitting, and entoses for the vulnerable window, so when you can shoot them. Yeah. That's it. This is our Fortisar in Brave Space. Fly safe. Good luck out there. And take it easy. Bye bye.